All right, welcome to episode 93 of Adventures in Inbetweening. Today I am looking at a 1994 Studio Ghibli film, Pom Poko. Magical raccoons doing all kinds of crazy, interesting stuff, and we have storyboards too.
合戦は激しく壮烈を極めたが長くは続かなかった。
おいらの友達はポンポコのポンポン
がこの深淵上がり舞い飛ぶ炎となってまだ人々の見ぬ出陣にさえ。
All right, great stuff. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this first shot. Now you can see the boards here. Everything is well planned. We've got all the raccoons doing, we've got like 25 raccoons here, all doing individual stuff. Look how everything is on twos. It's all moving at the same time. We have 12 drawings a second here. And we've only got 5 layers to do this on. We've got all these terrific silhouettes, and they're all fighting, so the silhouettes need to be relatively clear from each other, except when they're making contact. But if we're thinking, okay, so we're doing this all on cells, it's all being painted, back before digital ink and paint, is like approximately 5 raccoons per layer here, because you can only have 5 different layers of cells. So much going on. So these two here have contact between them. These two here are yelling at each other. These two here are tossing their sticks away. They're going to maybe be getting in a fist fight. This one's pretending to be dead while the other one is taking it down. This one's holding 2 raccoons off with a big stick. These two are both lying down here. And over here, the different styles, offense, defense. This one's charging forward. So much going on. It's just such an ambitious shot, and it goes by in a flash in just several seconds, but I really want to spend a bit more time on it here and go through, because there's so many parts of this, rewind it here, that could just be a scene in itself. These two here, look at the one with the yellow shirt. More skilled, fighting the other one off, keeps charging forward, keeps fighting him off. Wonderful. These two here, chasing each other around in a circle, and then they both go and bonk each other on the head, and chasing again. Let's rewind it. Got these two here at the bottom, fighting. The two at the top are yelling at each other. These two start sumo wrestling at the bottom. I mean, this stuff is all just throwaway gags that you don't even see. These two here fighting, and then they toss away the sticks and just get in a fist fight, start punching, and the other two are just cheering for them. I mean, this stuff is just, it's kind of amazing that there's so much put into this scene. Let's just watch the whole thing at half speed here. You can pick out any 2 raccoons and just watch what they're doing for the entire shot. There's so much replay entertainment value here. It's just wonderful. Now this shot's similar because there's so many characters, but this one, the silhouettes don't need to be so clear and focused because there's a lot of interaction, friendly interaction going on. It's not like, oh, it's combative and we got to see the silhouettes. They can be kind of, close to each other. They're dancing. It doesn't matter so much if they overlap. Playing music, singing, drinking. And this one here is especially silly. Just like, let's focus on this one here. And dancing around, going with the funny, crazy, silly expressions. Got the nice prop with the bowl there, doing some nice dancing. And it's funny, look at these frames here. Now, it doesn't look like it's a cycle, and technically it's not, because what they did is they recycled the body animation, put different heads on it. So it's just, it gives you this, again, sense of continuity and not feeling like a cycle. These ones are obviously in a cycle, but they're dancing. That's, normal to be expected. A few cycles here with the musicians. The other one's drinking. Might get back into a cycle eventually, but just bottom line, again, so much going on here. And so much detail on the boards. Solved a lot of these issues early on so that the animators could just focus on the animation. And animator, I imagine. It would just be one animator taking on this entire scene and spending many weeks on it. To the title, bum 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 bum. We've got the Pom Poko raccoons here singing. We've got one layer of snow in the foreground falling down. One playing the guitar is looking around, swaying in time to the music. They're all singing, and you can see all the lip sync is very much in sync with each other. The raccoons are moving on 3s, the snow's moving on 2s. It's just part of the style of it. So here we go. Everyone's going pom, 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 all at the same time. And then they're all ending up happy. Some with their mouths open, some with their mouths closed, all with their eyes closed. Now Gonta here is being very threatening, again by the clear boards. This is really nice. Basically, you ever been in a stadium when they're doing the wave and everybody goes up and goes down, around? That's what happens here. We've got a wave from left to right, wave of panic in this case, where the characters go up and then go down as Gonta is pointing his hand finger gun at them. And so the ones on the left are settled, the ones in the middle are settling, and the ones on the right are going up. Woo! It's a really quick shot, but it's very effective. Now here's where the raccoons are making this surreal, all these shapes, all this this wonderful parade that they've got going on here. Raccoon fish, and you can see that the raccoons are transforming throughout these scenes. So starts as a raccoon, turns into a fish. Starts as a fish, turns into whatever else. The clouds are quickly changing shape here. You can see we've got these nice curly designs going on there as the dragon's coming up. And that's it just gives us a lot of shape change there. Transforming as they fly, turning from a raccoon into a bird as they go up there inside these balloons. There's a skeleton swimming through space. We've got Kiki in here, being a Studio Ghibli film. Why not? She was just flying by. Yeah, you know, this is just what's normal. She's not even going to notice it. You can see the raccoons here transforming into a bird. Pop! There goes the bubble, freeing themselves. Pumpkins, watermelons, everything in this parade. It's amazing. The lucky cat here. Now, everyone's familiar with the lucky cat, but in this case, you can see the magic happening from the bottom. The lucky cat is starting to anticipate up. The expression is changing there. The frown is getting bigger, anticipating upwards, starting to hint at what's to come. And we've got starting to come down here, starting to come to life, and you can see the fur just starting to bristle. And all these complex shapes show the scale, along with the car in the foreground. It's just reminding us, okay, this lucky cat is like 30 feet tall. Now it's starting to really get scary as the fur is bristling. If it was a smaller cat, it wouldn't have this much detail. This is helping sell the scale with the amount of fur bristling going on there. And then staggering at the bottom there with all the magic effects going up top there. So the wave is working its way down to up throughout the cat here. And the lack of animation on the cat with the stagger is compensated by the effects, which aren't really cycling. They're just kind of moving up, 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 straight ahead. Here you can see the briefcase coming down, where the raccoons have got the money from the evil developers. It's hitting the ground. So this is much in the storyboard. It was starting out there already, but if you can have something come into the scene, and give us that extra shape change, that's going to be a lot more entertaining to look at. Briefcase is tumbling over here, opening up. We see all the money, and again, the shape change. If we've got something open, closed, and you can open it, that gives us that much more contrast. And we've got a nice leaf there just for interaction with the environment, in addition to the shadow going on. Briefcase arrives there. The top keeps going as the bottom has stopped. And you can see the money design here. I mean, these had to be redrawn many, many dozens of times here. So the design of the money had to be relatively simple and replicable. But still, that's a lot of drawing. You can see the back of the money looks different than the front of the money. Whenever you've got the money still tied together, you want to have these shapes fluttering in the wind. If you've got the shapes that are just moving a little bit, it needs really tight in-betweens, and you need to make sure those lines are going smoothly. But when the money is flying in these broad shapes, you can just kind of draw them. You don't even necessarily need to keep track of which one is which. Like, oh, there's 6, and there's 6, and as long as they're going in the same direction, we're gonna be able to buy it, and it's gonna be all believable. There's a lot of fun stuff in this movie. It's a little bit heavy at times. It's surprisingly it's a serious topic about development of Japan and cutting down the forests, and just some wonderful animation in it. So yeah, thanks for checking it out, and I'll see you next time. Take care.